First Donte DiVincenzo, and now Anthony Edwards. Another player is trashing the Knicks, but this time he's trashing one player in particular, Mikal Bridges. During the game against the Timberwolves, when Mikal Bridges was at the free throw line, you could hear, there's leaked audio now of Anthony Edwards trashing Mikal Bridges and his shooting form. We're going to break down exactly what Edwards said and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Anthony Edwards trashes Mikal Bridges. Now, I don't know if anybody's really noticed this, but Mikal Bridges and his shooting form has changed just a little bit during his time in the league. You can look back with his time with the Phoenix Suns, with the Brooklyn Nets, and now with the Knicks. Even though his shot has always had a little bit of a hitch to it, his form has changed a lot. And this year, he's changed it a little bit more. So much so that Anthony Edwards took notice of it. And during the game when the Knicks were facing off against the Timberwolves, when Mikal was at the free throw line, he trashed him and that shooting form. Before we take a look at the video showing exactly what Edwards said, let's break down the situation and tell you exactly what happened. Shout out to basketballnetwork.com for giving us the following information. According to them, as the new preseason started, Edwards engaged in more trash talking on the court. During the recent game between the Timberwolves and the New York Knicks, Mikal Bridges attempted a free throw. The Knicks star missed the free throw, and Edwards took the opportunity to taunt him. According to a recent post by Legends, he's also on YouTube as well, folks, not only on the app X. Make sure you give him a follow. He gives you a lot of great NBA content. But he also posted the Timberwolves star on the app X using some very explicit language while trolling Bridges. And he basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that brother done changed his shot, man. Damn. Now, before we play the video, obviously, given what we just read from Anthony Edwards, this video is not suitable for work. Shout out to Legends on YouTube and the app X for giving us the following video. Roll it. Anthony Edwards will forever and always be an ultimate trash talker. So whatever he said to Mikal Bridges right there, I didn't really take any issue with it. And I don't think Mikal took any issue with it as well, too. I will say, though, that during the third quarter of that Timberwolves game, Mikal Bridges went off, not only on defense, but on offense as well, too. And the one thing I will say is I am not concerned about Mikal Bridges, his shot, or his shooting form. You want to know why? Because I saw during a couple of these preseason games that the defense we need is there. The shooting we need is there. He even got praised by a couple of NBA announcers for having a quick release. We're talking about his shooting form right now, and he's being praised for having a quick release and being efficient. By the way, if you look at Mikal Bridges throughout his entire career, just take out last year with Brooklyn out of the equation. Look at everything else. Mikal Bridges, for his career, is a very efficient shooter. So no matter how he shoots the ball, no matter what form he takes when he releases that ball, I don't care. Because the end result is that ball going in, us converting on that bucket, and then him playing magnificent defense on the other side of the ball. And that's exactly what you want to see from Mikal. The reason we traded for Mikal was to get an upgraded version of what he was with the Phoenix Suns. I didn't want what he was with the Brooklyn Nets. I didn't want a number one version of Mikal Bridges because clearly that version doesn't work. He's at his best when he's being a role player. And for this team, some nights he might be the third best player. Some nights he might be the fourth best player because we saw, especially against the game with the Timberwolves, OG Anunoby has an aggressive offensive side. And whenever he wants to show it, he can take over a game. He will look for his shot. He will take those threes. He will take that sweet mid-range jumper. And the best part about it all, he's extremely efficient. If he's taking those corner threes, he's even more efficient. And when you pair him on the court with Mikal Bridges, It gives you two wing defenders who can defend basically anybody on the court, who can stretch the defense out because they can shoot the three ball extremely well. They can also play inside, but with Mikal Bridges, he gives you an element of playmaking as well, too. A very underrated part of his game. And he has a high level of basketball IQ. When he's driving inside, he not only looks for his shot, he looks for others as well, too. He looks to create. And sometimes I would love to see Mikal Bridges on ball and Jalen Brunson off ball. I would love to see what that looks like, what advantages and opportunities the Knicks get because they're running something like that. Because I think it would open up the floor tremendously. Because what our defense is going to do if you have Mikal Bridges sometimes running the offense and Jalen Brunson playing off ball. Jalen on ball is dangerous. Off ball, we saw him with Dallas. He is extremely efficient and deadly. And now, given where he is at this stage of his career, if Mikal and him play like that together, I don't know what the possibilities could give us. I think it would be extremely efficient. It would look amazing. And for that time that they ran it, it might be unstoppable. But I have to see it first. Hopefully, Tom Thibodeau will do that. During his interview that he did with NBA.com, he did say he wanted to play Jalen Brunson more off ball. And with the roster we have right now, we have enough guards and enough players that can play point guard to allow Jalen Brunson to play off ball. Hopefully we see it under Tom Thibodeau, at least for maybe 7 to 9 minutes a night. I don't think that hurts anybody, and it might help Jalen Brunson and this Knicks team grow within that time frame. It's something to think about, and hopefully Tom Thibodeau does experiment with it at some point in time during the season. But the Knicks must be prepared for this throughout the season, no matter who they're facing, because of who they are, because of the fact that they are now a legit contender. They're going to hear a number of different players trash talking them and trash talking a number of different players on the team for a number of different reasons. Mikal Bridges is going to hear this type of trash talk all season long, not only from the likes of Anthony Edwards, but other players as well too. But the best thing he can do is lock into his game and stay focused. And if he does that, it doesn't matter what anybody says, because the team is still going to be good, efficient, and run through whoever they're playing. And the thing with Mikal Bridges is, we already saw some quarters, he'll lay low. He'll play his defense, but he won't force his shot. And then other quarters, he'll look for his shot more. He'll be more aggressive, and he'll be somebody you can count on offense as well, too. And I love to see that. The only knock I'll have against Mikal Bridges at this point in time, and it's so early, so it's so small, is I wish he was just a little bit more aggressive in the first and second quarters as well, too. I don't want to wait for him to get aggressive in the third. Be aggressive in the first. Be aggressive in the second. Be aggressive throughout the entire game in a number of different ways. It doesn't mean you always have to score, but if you look like you're about to score or you're a threat to score, that's enough. That's enough to help this team get better throughout those quarters. If he does that a little bit more, I won't have any complaints. But again, it's preseason. It's so early. We're really nitpicking here. I honestly don't believe the Knicks have shown us everything they're capable of on the offensive side of the ball or even the defensive side of the ball. Knowing Tom Thibodeau, he's waiting till the regular season to pull out what he really wants to do, what he really wants to implement. And honestly, we don't know who that 9-man rotation is going to be, if he's going to expand it to a 10-man rotation, how that lineup is going to look. But one thing we know, one thing we can be certain of, Mikal Bridges is going to be open for shots. He is going to hit those shots, and throughout his career, he's been extremely efficient. I understand the shooting form looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit weird, and at times, it doesn't look right. But the end result is what? The ball going in, us converting on that bucket, and the Knicks being a better team because of it. As long as all of those things remain true, I am not going to be concerned or worried about Mikal Bridges, his shooting form, or anything that he's doing. I'm not worried about Brunson. I'm not worried about Towns. I'm not worried about OG. I am not worried about Mikal Bridges. The only player I am worried about on this team is Mitchell Robinson. And that's because I have no idea when he's going to return. And when he returns, I have no idea how long he's going to stay healthy for before he gets injured again. These are my concerns. Our championship window starts this season, and it continues maybe for 2 or 3 years. It might continue longer than that. It all depends on the moves we make, the players we add, and how we handle this roster. If we do it the right way, we could have a 5-year window. But one thing is certain, The days of the Knicks being a laughingstock in this league are over. And the days of the Knicks being a legit contender are here for many, many years to come. We are going to be a playoff team. We are going to be in the mix to potentially win it all, win the NBA Finals, and break the drought and bring a championship home to New York. Everybody knows it. Vegas knows it. New York knows it. The NBA knows it. And that's why the league is scared. Because when New York's on top, when the Knicks are on top, there is no stopping anything New York is going to do. Our window starts now. But what about you guys? What do you think about Anthony Edwards trashing Mikal Bridges' shooting form? Does he have a point? Are you concerned with Mikal Bridges' shooting form as well, too? Let me know in the comments section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans. Peace.